The political crisis in Rivers State has taken a dramatic turn as the State Assembly complex was partially demolished, with Governor Sim Fubara presenting to the factional leadership of the Assembly. Governor Fubara presented the 800 billion naira 2024 budget estimates to Edison A-led group at the government house the same moment the demolition was being carried out. The A group was recognized by the court as the Speaker of the State House of Assembly. The presentation of the budget was held at a hall in the government house, with the government describing the demolition exercise as renovation work on the assembly complex. The demolition of the complex was carried out purportedly by government officials. Bulldozers arrived at the complex around 6 a.m. on Wednesday and commenced the demolition exercise about 2 months after the fire gutted the assembly. And the Speaker of the Rivers State Assembly, Edison, has declared vacant the seat of 25 lawmakers that defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress.
Distinguished colleagues, we have ruling of the Independent National Electoral Commission of the vacancies in the Rivers State Assembly and the need to conduct fresh elections to fill the above vacancies within the time provided by law. The House has now only left 6 legislative and constitutionally appointed members. In line with the position of the Independent Constitution, precisely section 102, they have the technically continue to discharge each responsibility of legislation, representation, and oversight, notwithstanding vacancies in the membership of the House.
Viewers, this is Daily Politics on Trust TV, and I'm your host, Hamza Idris. Tonight's program will focus on politics in Rivers State. Barely 24 hours after defecting to the ruling APC, the seats of the 27 PDP lawmakers have now been declared vacant by the Speaker of the State Assembly. This gets interesting because the Speaker, Edison A, himself previously got backing by a ruling of the Rivers State High Court, recognizing him as the authentic Speaker of the State Assembly. The Speaker and 4 other members constituted the 5-man assembly, which received the 800 billion naira state budget presented by Governor Fubara earlier on Wednesday. The AHE-led 5-member assembly convened at the Rivers Government House, reasoning being that the State Assembly complex was partly demolished by the state government to carry out renovation work. And joining us to help us unpack this conversation is Mohammed Yusuf Jamu. He is a member of the PDP and a supporter of former Rivers State Governor and FCT Minister Nyesome Wike. We're also going to be getting legal perspectives from Franklin Chinagorom Ogbu. He's a lawyer and will be contributing virtually. Welcome to the program, gentlemen, in the studio, and Mr. Franklin joining us virtually.
Thank you so much, viewers.
Yes, and we'll take a short break. When we return, the conversation commences proper. Don't go away. Yes, I am tempted to start the conversation from you, Mr. Jamu, being a loyalist of sorts to Nyesome Wike.
Yeah.
What is your take on the problem in Rivers State?
Well, good day, viewers, and wishing you well from wherever part of the country or part of the world you are watching this program. This is a very interesting moment where democracy is in action, and equally a moment which we have no reason but to reflect upon ours being even as humans, because humanity is made up of so many fragmented parts that came together and make you a human. One of the most important part of being a human is the regard and respect for what we tag morality in life.
Morality?
Yes. Once as a human being you lack the moral being, you even lack the conscience to be a member of the wise society.
Are you sending this message to somebody?
Well, I will deliver what I'm even going to say in a bit. When I remember events that were the prelude to the election that we had in this year, 2023. I remember several times that I've had cause to be in Rivers State. I remember I was in different parts of Rivers State, in Eche, in Emoha local government, and in several other places with Governor Nyesome Wike and the now governor of Rivers State, Mr. Sim Fubara. Mr. Nyesome Wike is an individual who spent especially the second tenure he enjoyed in office as governor of Rivers State to do so many remarkable developmental projects that have touched the life of the peoples in Rivers State in such a manner whereby an election which we have never witnessed from any part of Nigeria happened in Rivers State, whereby the governor was able to deliver several members of the State Assembly and the majority members from the National Assembly and the Senate too, including the governor and his deputy. And the most interesting part of it is this election was held in a manner which so many pundits will even wonder, how did it happen? Especially the presidential election, whereby the APC won the state, and because of Mr. Nyesome Wike belief that the South's turn to rule Nigeria, it is now their turn to rule the country, he was able to deliver the APC votes. They got the votes of the people of Rivers State for the presidential election, and at the same time,
a clear case of anti-party.
And at the same time, I will come to that. And then at the same time, delivered 3 senators and almost 90% of members of the National Assembly from the House of Representatives. This only happened because the people of Rivers State believed in who Nyesome Wike is. He has done so much for them, he has touched their life, and at the end of the day, out of the blues, so many people wanted to be governors in Rivers State. But I was in Rivers, I remember, on a fateful night when Mr. Wike called all the interested parties who wanted to govern Rivers to come and sign a pact. And they signed that pact, and when they were signing that pact, some of the leading former members or former leadership of the NBA, like Mr. A.C. Okocha, were there in Rivers. He was even the one that drafted it, where all the aspirants...
You are referring to the acting caretaker chairman, I mean,
yes,
in Rivers.
Yes, where all of the aspirants that wanted to be governors in Rivers were made to sign a pact that, yes, we have agreed, you being the leader of the party, you have the right to determine who should be the next governor of Rivers State.
And he chose Fubara.
We are all interested. And at the end of the day, he willingly chose Fubara. Nobody even gave it to Fubara.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Let me get a legal perspective to the issues in Rivers State. Yes, Franklin, if you can hear me, in the eye of law, what is happening in Rivers State? Who should we blame? And is it really right that, 5 people, sat and sacked 27? But before then, those 27 actually defected from the party on whose back they rode to power.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Very well. Go ahead.
Okay, beautiful. I would want to just give the legal position of what is currently going on in Rivers State. By virtue of Section 109 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, subsection 1, paragraph G, specifically, that constitutional provision says, being a person whose election to the House of Assembly was sought by a political party, he becomes a member of another political party before the duration of the period of which that was elected. But then there is a proviso in that particular provision that membership of that latter political party was a result of a crisis. So the question here is a crisis in PDP that had necessitated 27 persons to leave the PDP to the AD.
Okay.
Which is the position? Is there a crisis before they left? If there is a crisis before they left, then their seat will be declared vacant. But if there is no crisis within the PDP, they left, then their seat can be declared vacant. So you see the two things on ground.
Yes.
So the 5 panel that sat down to even sit and declaring the other 27 and declaring the seat 27 persons vacant are operating totally against the provisions of the Constitution.
Okay. Why do you say so, Barrister?
Because I say so because the proviso, you know, when you are reading the Constitution and you are trying to interpret it, or you want to apply it in every situation, you need to look at the intention of the drafters of that Constitution. What was the intention of the drafters of the Constitution? They added a proviso. There are situations where you cannot under this particular umbrella again. You can't under this particular house again. So you have to leave to seek safety. And that condition is where there is crisis, there is an issue, a division within the city you belong to. Okay, Constitution provides that you can leave
now in the
where your own party merging with the other party, so you can leave. These are the proviso. In this case, from what has been going on in PPP in state, we know that there is a crisis. So, but however, this need to be, it is addressed or not, it's not the issue on ground. The issue on ground is that there is a crisis which has necessitated the defection of 27 persons.
Okay, I will come back to you, Barrister. Thank you very much. Mr. Jamo, you have heard what Barrister Franklin said.
Yeah.
But many people will say this crisis is actually man-made.
Yeah.
Assuming there is crisis, yeah, it was actually instigated by your man Friday, Wike, in order to achieve this meditated ambition of moving to APC. Is that correct?
Well, I sincerely do not agree with you in this particular regard, because let me tell you one thing. With all good intentions, Mr. Nyesome Wike has been doing everything that he wanted to ensure that Mr. Fubara succeeds in Rivers State. One of the grounds of contentions that is behind this crisis is about even the ring road in Rivers State, because we are not even looking at the larger picture of exactly what brought about these issues. There is a ring road which Mr. Wike has already designed it as the governor in Rivers State, that will go around the state to open up the city for more development and opportunities for businessmen to enhance and improve their businesses and lives. And then it was built that it's going to cost about 250 billion naira for it to be built. And Mr. Wike said, let's even invite Julius Berger. Julius Berger, they have a lot of quality. Anyway, I'm not marketing for them. For Julius Berger to build that ring road. And it was agreed. And then when the governor came into office, and with all good intention, it was drafted in such a way that it will take 3 years for the road project to start and up to the completion. And Mr. Wike, in his own intention, is that after 3 years, the governor will be at that particular time, be ready for campaigns. And it is going to be one of the major things that he can be able to showcase to the people of Rivers State to say, see, I have built this ring road for you people. People that were living out
give us another chance.
In the outskirts, people that were living in the outskirts of Port Harcourt now have an opportunity because of the massive ring road. The land prices will increase, opportunities, and people will become richer over there. And then people can be able to...
Is it that Fubara objected to that when he took over?
Mr. Fubara, when he took over, it was one of the major things he cancelled. And then next thing, allegations were flying left, right, and center that Mr. Wike has brought in this project so that he can be able to, for his own personal benefit. Even if it is for his own personal benefit, which to my own thinking, it was not done for the personal benefit, because it could have been more for the benefit of Mr. Fubara.
But with all sense of responsibility, don't you think that Wike wants to eat his cake and have it? He has done his tenure, 8 years. He has moved on, very lucky to become FCT Minister, but he wants to be governor of Rivers State by proxy.
He doesn't want to be governor of Rivers State by proxy.
How do you mean?
Mr. Fubara is the governor of Rivers. Wike is here always in Abuja.
But he's trying to determine what happens there.
You don't know what is happening in Port Harcourt, so nobody will say he wants to determine what is happening over there. People cannot say when they enter the room, you don't know what they discuss. But what I can tell you from what I know is that Mr. Fubara had a free hand to run Rivers State. Nobody can dictate for a governor in Nigeria. We know it. But Mr. Fubara was in a haste to ascertain his own authority. I am the governor of Rivers State. He doesn't have to be in that haste. We have succession policies.
You are saying that he should have been more patient.
He should have been patient. There is no hurry about it.
Okay, then Barrister Franklin, now where do you situate budget presentation to 5 people at the government house at the same time when assembly complex was being demolished?
You know, there is this thing, before I go into the legal perspective, there is this thing that when they cry of a bird in the night and the next morning child dies, you might be able to link 1 or 2 things together. Now, looking at the situation, I wouldn't want to begin to analyze whether or not the demolition was premeditated. However, the thing of 5 persons to accept a bill, not just any kind of bill, to accept an appropriation bill from the sitting governor in the absence of 27 sitting and declaring their second by a vision of the Constitution that not been given and that has not been given interpretation in that particular issue. The proviso available, and there is a crisis on. No, the 5-man panel for it's not appropriate. It's a provision. It's not appropriate.
Okay. You heard what he said. I want to quote a section of the Constitution. Section 68, subsection 1G, provides that a member of the Senate or House of Representatives, most likely by extension House of Assembly, shall vacate his seat in the House if being a person whose election to the House becomes a member of another political party before the expiration of the period for which that House was elected, provided that his membership of the latter party is not as a result of a division in the political party of which he was previously a member or of a merger of 2 or more political parties or factions by one of which he was previously sponsored. Many believe that if this provision is anything to go by, they have lost their seats, the 27 members. Do you agree, or you think it was not interpreted correctly?
Well, when you look at what is happening at the PDP at the moment, when you look at it, there is even a contention now of even who two persons are claiming all to be the national secretaries of the PDP. The gentleman who went to Imo State to contest the election is still claiming that he is the national secretary of the party, while another individual too is also claiming to be the member of the party. When you wake up in the morning and then you have an issue where an office like the office of the secretary, the secretary of a political party in the National Working Committee, are contending on who even is the authentic national secretary, that is a clear case of division within the political party. And it gives enough room for people to say, well, I don't think I want to live in this kind of position whereby there is a division. I rather to go to anywhere which I feel is more convenient and comfortable for me. So for me, there is a division as we stand within the People's Democratic
As a typical
Party.
politician, you try to preempt the question I wanted to ask you, that the law is actually talking about crisis at the national level of a political party.
I'm talking about national
That is what
level.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But is that fair enough to warrant people in River State to now defect to another political party?
Well, it's about choice. You know, the whole thing about politics, and it's all about the freedom of association, which equally the first schedule of the Constitution has given us, enshrined that law on all Nigerians, the right to associate freely with whomsoever they feel they want to associate. And at any given time, you feel within the political party that you belong, there is anything which you sense to be a crisis. I think a crisis whereby two persons are claiming to be the secretary of a party in any political party is a major crisis, because who could sign the documents of the party at that particular time? That's a big issue. That's a big issue that we cannot mince words about. There is a division.
Okay, Barrister Franklin, in journalistic parlance, we said Afghanistan is in a situation where you now, make the trouble of another person to be your own problem. Jamu here in the studio made reference to the crisis at the highest level of the PDP, that it is enough to warrant the defection of members of the House of Assembly in River State. But CNPP, that is the Conference of Nigeria Political Parties, the PDP, they have all also lent their voices, calling on relevant authorities to declare those seats vacant, and they even call on INEC to conduct another election. Are they overreaching their boundaries?
In terms of individuals, pressure groups, and other organizations are ordinarily supposed to be personal. They are not supposed to voice of the court. So cannot begin to intervene in matters like this till a proper approach is done, until these persons who are involved, the party, approach the court appropriately. And when that is done, whatever these pressure groups, the political parties are going to do is inconsequential. The provision of the Constitution added a so. The draft of these constitutions were enough to envisage that situations of this will come. And my friend in the studio had said, there is currently an issue at the national level of the Democratic Party. Two scribes, two secretaries, people whose signature is important in every document. They are the scribes, the custodians of this. If the two persons are claiming that particular office, how do you expect that these 27 will remain under that umbrella? It is difficult. There's already a division at the national level. Such the call from this pressure group will amount to nothing unless and until the other member decide to approach the court appropriately, because the constitutional provision proviso which the other 20 members had utilized, they have gone ahead to utilize that proviso. That is the situation on ground. The fact that there is a proviso was envisaged by the draft of the Constitution. So that is the situation currently, that there is a division at the national level. And because there's a division of every cry from pressure group or party is immaterial. It's totally immaterial. What is material at the moment is that the involved have not approached the court.
Okay.
Take appropriate adjudication on it. Pronouncement on this matter.
All right. Now, what is your take on the decision of the governor to actually demolish the state assembly and then invite the 5 lawmakers to meet him at the government house, and then he presented the budget? You think he's actually racing against time or something like that?
Well, you know, when the governor was smart by half. He was smart enough to get a court order, and by the court order that he has a little advantage now to his side. We have to be very honest with that. He has a little advantage to his side to achieve what he wants to achieve within the time frame. And I'm telling you that either from the political angle or even from the legal perspective of whatever is happening within Rivers State, still what I will still boil down is to where I started this conversation when I talked about the issue of morality. The governor should have respect and conscience and just be morally stronger in this particular period of time. There is no need at such periods like this for the governor to be involved in causing serious division within the state, which he is governing at this particular time. There is need for him, as even the governor of Rivers State, to try to see that he governs a state whereby he promotes cohesion. And that is the only way that the well-being of the people of Rivers State can be able to enhance. But if he decides he wants to descend to fighting a battle with, it's not going to augur very well for him at this particular time. I know it, and I'm talking about this particular thing from experience of what I have seen in Kano. We have had this in Kano before, whereby the government was handed to someone else, and when he took over office, what he only wanted to do was to continue battling with his former leader. And in the 8 years he spent in office, there is little that can be able to shown as serious achievements or the development that he has brought to the state. So I know this, and I'm telling him, and I'm advising from the perspective of experience, that this battle is needless. It is even better for him to go and reconcile with his former boss. The boss does not need anything from him. The only thing the former boss needs from him is for him to govern Rivers State very well and do it rightly too. That is my only take on this.
The defectors claim that Wike was not instrumental to their movement to APC.
Yeah.
You agree with them?
Well, I am not in any meeting where discussions of anybody to move to APC was taken. So I will not be in a position to stand in affirmity with what they say or disagree with whatever they say. I wasn't part of the meeting. It was their words, so it cannot be my words against their words. So I don't know.
But you agree they are his loyalists?
Well, they are. The reality of the matter is that anybody who has been elected under the banner and platform of PDP in Rivers State supposed to be loyal to Mr. Nyesome Wike, because he has all done well, invested well in the people of Rivers State, and they believed in him and voted them into office. They shall all have remained loyal to him 100%.
Nigerians have added another lexicon to, the reservoir of idiomatic expressions and all that. They said internet never forgets, and there is this video
Yeah.
that they went and excavated, and they are sharing it
Yeah.
all over. Let's have a look at it.
One day, there'll be a pronouncement on this matter, finally. One day, if they like, you abuse anybody, we will continue to pursue the matter. We will not let you sleep. Since they say we will not sleep, you too, you will not sleep. That's what it's supposed to be. This is the first time this issue has come up in this country. We have never had it. Nobody has gone to court to seek for interpretation of a governor who has defected from one party to the other. This is the first time. And so you look into people, it cannot happen. Can you remove a governor? It is better for the court to make a pronouncement. So everybody will have to be careful. You give somebody an umbrella, the next day he defects. EFCC will come. He said, no, let me join them. So EFCC will not be against you. You carry the vote of another party and you join another party. Can you transfer vote? You work hard for somebody to win the election. Tomorrow the person says, no, I have defected. If you are defecting, leave the seat. If you know it is easy. And this will checkmate most of the political harlots who will never sit one place, looking for excuses here and there. I was insulted by my ward chairman. I'm leaving the party. Look at it. They did not allow me to bring a councillor. I'm leaving the party. Because you believe that they cannot take your seat. This is a clear example.
Yes, Franklin, I want your take on this video. You heard what Wike said during a visit to Ebonyi State, where he commissioned some projects. Coincidentally, Governor of Ebonyi State then was a member of APC. He's the current Minister of Works. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You see, if you listen keenly to the Excellency Wike is saying, Nyesome Wike, you would think that he's trying to make a statement that somebody actually loses his seat by virtue of defecting. Yes, he can actually lose his seat. Yes, so that is, we're not in doubt. That is not an issue. He can actually lose his seat. That is the position of the law. We have 68 sub 1G. We have section 109 sub 1G of the Constitution. Truly, some can lose their seat. However, in each of these constitutional actions, if you read down, that when you are reading the Constitution, any provision of the Constitution, don't just read in isolation. Read it comprehensively. And when interpreting, you will interpret it in that way. The provides of claim for what? A situation when there is vision. So, as at that time he was making that statement, there was already a division in PDP. So you see, the challenge with this situation is that even though there are no issues that is known to the public, some of them who are insiders, and if there is a division or there is a crisis, only bring it open. So just like His Excellency stated, it is for the court to determine. And at the end of the day, what happened? The court held there was what? A division which created avenue for His Excellency David Omahi to leave the PDP. So these are the issues. Whenever there is a crisis, whenever a division, these politicians have the avenue leave. In as much as person might not appreciate leaving one party to another, but they concrete for a leeway, a proviso, an opportunity for you to do so. That is the position.
All right.
So they might not have forgotten.
All right, thank you.
But it is still clear that the situation is not far-fetched from what contemplated by the drafters of the Constitution. There is what? A division or is a merger. In this Constitution, we have agreed by what is on ground at the national level of the PDP that there is what? Crisis. There is a division. Two persons are claiming to be secretaries, national PDP. So you see?
Okay, Barrister, thank you. From the political angle, many believe that it's just a matter of time for Wike to also defect to APC.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Well, I doubt if there is anything in the pipeline for now that will warrant him to defect to the APC. All I know is that the APC found Mr. Nyesome Wike worthy of contributing to the development of the country at this particular time, and they invited him to come and add the wealth of experience and knowledge that he has, which he has garnered over 8 years period as the governor of Rivers State and 8 years as the chairman of local government in Obi-Okpala local government. So that is why he was invited, and he is only here to give his contribution in the area of development.
Some believe that if he were
government
to watch this video that we played, that he will bury his head in shame.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Well, we can talk about someone burying his head in shame when the action has taken place. For now, there is no reason on the ground that warrants us to even look at it from that particular perspective. He has said it several times without numbers that he is only here to help Mr. President and develop Nigeria from the appointment that he has given in enhancing and improving the living standard and livelihood and security of people that reside within the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. He is only doing that work, and he remains a strong bona fide member of the People's Democratic Party, a card-carrying member, and I believe strongly he will remain to the end of this administration as member of the People's Democratic Party.
He said it is a shame you have the mandate of a certain political party, you run on it, and then you are elected, and then suddenly you ignite crisis only for you to defect. Do you transfer votes? He asked this question. Do you transfer votes? I'm asking you.
Well, Mr. Wike has not been voted. He was appointed. So there is no issue of votes even here in the first place.
I'm referring to his guys in Rivers State who actually, threw caution to the wind of sorts. This is what people are saying, and then they move to APC.
Those are the 27 members of the State Assembly, and I believe and I feel they can answer for themselves. But the question you ask here is about Mr. Wike himself, and the answer I'm giving you is for Mr. Wike himself, that Mr. Nyesome Wike, for as long as I know, I have not seen any reason that warrants or will make him to leave the People's Democratic Party to any political party at this given time.
It's just like you. For a very long time, people have been thinking that you will move to NNPP. You are from Kano. You are a special advisor to the governor as we speak now.
Yeah.
But here you are defending somebody in PDP.
Yeah, he's my political associate. He's somebody who we have worked very closely with. He was somebody who has aspired under the People's Democratic Party to even be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He's a wonderful gentleman who we have worked very closely with, and I'm proud to be here to defend the activities of Mr. Nyesome Wike.
Okay, Barrister Franklin, it's like another leg of crisis is brewing in Rivers State, because the faction of APC loyal to former Minister Rotimi Amechi, they said these 27 defectors are really not welcome to APC. What does this actually mean to the three-leg imbroglio in Rivers State?
You see, the challenge on ground is this. Being part of a political party is institutional right. The question that to answer is this: the loyalty to the former governor, His Excellency Rotimi Amechi, are they the ones totally in charge of the APC in Rivers State? That is the question. Who was totally in charge? Or are there no individuals within the APC who openly wants to anybody that wants to be part of them? I understand as time progresses within political party, there will be time where you'll be having factions, one or two family members within the organization. People who are loyal to me, loyal to Mr. B, it will always be there. But they have no right to refuse them. So they have no right to refuse them.
Okay. It's like we're having a little challenge, which is audio. While they fix it, I also want to have your take on this. Yes, the Amechi faction said these guys are not really welcome.
Yeah.
Another crisis?
Well, that's another very interesting perspective there. But the last I know, I'm not too sure about it, but I can comfortably remember that the state working committee of the APC in Rivers has been dissolved and a caretaker committee has been appointed. So it depends who the caretaker committee members want to do. And I'm sure that caretaker committee was a caretaker committee that was set up with a lot of thinking that things might happen differently in the state in the nearest future. So if the Rotimi, Governor His Excellency Rotimi Amechi faction at this particular time are saying they are not ready to receive 27 members of the State Assembly into their own faction of the party in that state, it's going to be a really worrisome thing for one to even fathom about, because you are in a state, you have not even won a single councillor, you didn't win anything, and then suddenly on a platter of gold, 27 persons are coming to say, please, let us be with you. We want to join you. As a politician, you should receive them and welcome them, because your house has suddenly become a more bubbling house. You have 27 elected members of the State Assembly coming to be with you and to associate with you and to recognize you equally as a leader in that state. I will be surprised if they will not receive them. And if they don't receive them, my advice that I will only say, because the only thing we can do is to advise them, is that they are really missing the point. Because the point as it stands today is to receive those 27 people, give them a welcoming reception, give them a shelter where they can stay, and then try to be part of whatever it is.
For political expedience.
For political expedience.
Okay, Barrister Franklin, in the eye of law, and according to the Electoral Act, you can't defect in Abuja or in the state capital. You have to go to your electoral ward. There are stories that the constituents of these 27 lawmakers are not really aware about their defection. So in the eye of law, where are they? Are they really members of APC, or they have lost every legitimacy?
Beautiful. This is where we should be talking about whether or not the board has accepted them. So that is the issue is, because it's not just to obtain card from any, you must obtain card from your own ward. So if this ward are in issues accepting them, that is where they need to work on. Yes, it is their right, but then these people are, they should see a way to make them accept them, because it's their freedom of association. But this freedom cannot just be used and imposed on people, because people who want to associate must need to accept who they should associate with. So that's the issue is, the ward members the ward executives of these 27 House of Assemblies. So that is where the worry should be coming from, not factions of other big wings within the party, but the ward. So by virtue of the electoral as well as the constitutional provision, that the worry is the ward. So I think it's better for the government to see how they could. I should be the condition precedent. They should have settled this before going publicly to act. If their word has not accepted them, and then people are jumping that they've received members there, it's an effort in futility.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Jamu, the pillars are that there is disconnect between these lawmakers and their constituents, because over time, Rivers is known as PDP state. And it's like the constituents are seeing this as like class suicide of sort. Yeah. So how do you think they can now sort this out?
Well, this is a very serious issue, but you know, in politics, it's always never over until it is over. The ward can receive them if they see any reason that these individuals can be able to add value to them at the state level. And like the barrister Franklin said, what they should have done before coming to the national public to declare their membership of another political party, they should have sorted it out first at the ground level and make sure that ground zero, that is the ward, ground zero where everything happens, they have tied all the knots there and they are already received. And after they have submitted their letters and they have gotten accepted by the ward leadership of the party, then they can be able to go national and public or even to the state assembly to say that they have defected. But I have seen in several instances, being a politician, I have seen several times where people have gone to the national headquarters of political parties to declare their membership of that political party, and they were even giving card of membership at the national headquarters of the party. The National Working Committee of any political party has the power to usurp the power either of the ward or of the local government or the state. So at any given time, the national working of any political party can issue membership cards to any member that wants to go into that political party at any given time. So if the ward are plain hanky-panky with receiving 27 members into the fold of that political party, all they need to do is to approach the National Working Committee of the party, and I'm sure the National Working Committee of any political party, this one I'm talking broadly of any political party, has the power to receive people and accept them. And if they decide, the National Working Committee has the power to dissolve the ward and appoint another caretaker committee that can be able to receive anybody that can add value to any political party at any given time. So I'm looking at it broadly from that perspective.
All right, Franklin, I want your final take on this. How can we strengthen our laws in order to protect democracy? Because democracy is imperiled in Rivers State as we speak.
Politics without conscience always been the challenge we face in our country, where people do not sit down one thing or the other. They always consider how to favor them and them alone.
Yes. So your final take on this now?
My final take is that this party, these individuals who are involved in this fracas, they should all approach the court for the judicial pronouncement on this matter. Yes, there are precedents. They cannot take the laws into their hands, because at the end of the day, this leads to political, it leads to riots and crisis in the state.
All right. All right.
Because everybody within their own capacity have followed,
All right.
be it the governor, the House of Assembly members, the Speaker of the House of Assembly, and all other actors within the state, they are loyalists.
Okay.
And if this begin to clash in the market, street, in the everywhere, if they begin to clash, then there will be so much crisis in the state.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm compelled to stop you here, Barrister Franklin Ogbu, for your informed legal perspective on the crisis in Rivers State. We hope to have you some other time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For having me.
Yes. Will you say a word, maybe in 10 seconds, as to how to resolve this? Thank you.
Well, the only thing that I can say is that Governor Fubara, just remember that Minister Nyesome Wike has done quite a lot to be sure he has garnered the support of the Rivers people to have you there in office.
All right, thank you.
Don't forget where you come from.
Thank you very much, Mohamed Yusuf Jamu, member of PDP from Kano State, for your informed perspective from the political dimension of the crisis. We hope to have you again.
Thank you so much.
And viewers, that's a wrap on today's package. We sincerely hope you found the conversation engaging and informative. And be sure to join Daily Politics Live, airing every weekday, and our special package on Friday, during which we open our telephone line for you to comment on national issues. Once again, we thank you for watching. Bye-bye for now. I'm Hamza Idris.